What is up, guys? It is Jacob from Quad Hunting, and today we are going to get into our predictions for SummerSlam. I know SummerSlam's tonight. I would have had this video out earlier this week, but I was at a place with no Wi-Fi, and my computer wasn't very reliable there, so doing it now, the day of. Get over it. Starting off, I don't really know the order yet, and I haven't really looked at what's going pre-show, what's going on the main show, so I just grabbed the list of matches off of Cage Side Seats, and I'm gonna just walk through them in the order that they were there. They have I'm pretty sure these two, maybe three matches are gonna be on the pre-show. The American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos versus Breezango, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains. There's a classic heels versus face tag team, get everyone on the show at the last minute type of match. I'm gonna go with the faces just because there's no stakes to the match. They've been pushing American Alpha hard since they've debuted, so I think that'll continue. And yeah, I think they're gonna probably pick up one of Jason Jordan or Chad Gable. We're gonna pick up the pin in the decision. So I have the faces winning. Then we go to Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys. I have Zayn and Neville winning again. It's faces versus heels, no stakes match. Dudley Boys are at the point where they're just putting over people, putting over talent with their age and their status. They've been teasing a breakup between the Dudleys for a while, so maybe that finally happens. But yeah, Sami Zayn and Neville, I think, is the choice to go with here. They wanted to get Zayn on the card after Battleground beating Kevin Owens, and then Neville is probably going to be the focal point for in the beginning of the Raw Cruiserweight division that's coming up. So they want to keep him active, keep him in the forefront of people's minds. And like I said, the Dudleys are at the point where they're there. They're old guys that are going to be losing to the young guys. Then we have the SmackDown Women's match, which is Becky Lynch, Carmella, and Naomi versus Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and was supposed to be Eva Marie, but she got suspended for 30 days. So right now it is to be determined who is going to be their partner, or if they're going to even have a partner. So again, I have the faces winning. That's just kind of a pre-show thing. I don't really see a reason why the heels would win unless Alexa Bliss is to be the one winning, the one getting the win. If Eva Marie was there, I could see them giving Eva the win without having her do anything. Just have her come in, get the pin, and the match be over. But with Eva being suspended, I think they'll probably bring they'll bring someone up from NXT, or they will bring a veteran back. But a lot of people have been saying Nikki Bella coming back to the heel side, but if Nikki comes back, I don't think she's going to be a heel. She's going to be a face. She's got too much goodwill with people right now. So I'm going to go with the faces. So yeah, okay, so far the faces winning on all these matches. I think are pre-show matches. And then we start our first of 7 matches between Cesaro and Sheamus. I have Sheamus winning this one purely because the face is better in the chasing role, chasing the wins, trying to if the face wins 4 matches in a row right off the bat, it's just kind of pointless. So yeah, I have Cesaro losing to Sheamus in this first one, and then probably will lose to Sheamus in the second one to give Sheamus a 2-0 lead, and then Cesaro will start chipping away, getting some wins here and there, and I feel we'll end up winning the feud. There's no reason for Sheamus to win the feud. The Intercontinental Championship match between The Miz and Apollo Crews. Miz is the champion, has been for the last 4 months. I think that it is not time to take the belt off The Miz, especially to Apollo Crews, a new guy who really doesn't have a character fleshed out yet. I was hoping they would give him one with Sheamus, but with that feud he had with Sheamus, but it turned out not getting anything done. Besides putting Apollo over. So I think it'll be The Miz winning. Unless they go the Ultimate Warrior route, where he just comes in, destroys the guy who holds the championship, and then is the champion. I don't think that'll happen. Yeah, it is a possibility with this company, though. So, yeah, like I said, Miz is going to, I think, retain. Then we go to Enzo and Big Cass versus Jericho, Chris Jericho, and Kevin Owens. This feud really hasn't been fleshed out at all. They've just kind of been going back and forth. It's not really been a big deal. But there's two ways they can go with this. They give Enzo and Cass the win because they're over. Or they could give it to Jericho and Kevin Owens and trying to establish another tag team for Raw. Because they're kind of... After New Day, the Club, Enzo and Cass, and that's it. That's all they really have for tag teams right now. Everyone else is just kind of an afterthought. So I would go with maybe giving Jericho and Kevin Owens the win to establish another tag team. But like I said, this wasn't really a fleshed out feud. The winner of those kind of feuds usually ends up being the face. So I'm going to go with Enzo and Big Cass. I think they'll pull out the win. And you got New Day versus the Club for the tag team belts. I think this is finally the time the Club gets the belts. They'll put the belts on the Club, finally. New Day's kind of been a little boring, been a little stale. So I think it'll be the Club that'll get the championships now. They really haven't done anything with the belts lately. New Day's shtick works without the belts. So I think you can make the Club kind of seem more of a threat. They've kind of been just kind of pushed to the side since they've gotten there. Been AJ's cronies, and now they're on their own. For the time being, that might not be the case after tonight, but or as of right now, they're on their own, and I think that you need to give them something to make them more of a threat. Make them, like, if they can win the tag belts, they're definitely a threat. As of now, they've just been, like I said, AJ's cronies. They've been beating up John Cena. They need to get the belts to make themselves credible. So yeah. Women's championship time is Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Sasha is now the defending championship after she won the belt the day after Battleground. I want to say the Raw after Battleground. So, or was it the Raw after the brand split? I know that all came quickly. I think it was Raw after the brand split. I can't remember. But, I think it was, yeah, it was. So, yeah, I'm going to have Charlotte, Sasha retain. I don't think they're going to put the belt back on Charlotte this quickly. Sasha has been pretty well. I'm worried she might try to kill herself in this match, like she almost does every match. She goes crazy on the pay-per-view matches, but I think Sasha's going to win it. There's not really much more to say about that. And then you have the United States Championship with Rusev, the champion, going against Roman Reigns. This is how they should have booked Reigns to begin with. Reigns should have gone through the United States Intercontinental, maybe a tag team championship run as a singles competitor. Maybe tagging with Ambrose for a little bit there when they were working together last summer. But I think Roman Reigns wins, but Rusev will retain. Roman will win by DQ or by countout or something like that. Rusev will end up keeping the title. It'll be a crappy match because of the whole crap finish, but I do expect it'll be the match. Match won't be crappy. The match will be good, but just the ending is going to sour a lot of people. So, yeah, I think Rusev will retain, but Roman will win because they need to give Roman. They need to have Roman chase. They need to make, if they're going to keep him a face, they need to make him sympathetic and make the fans really like go, God, man, he's been screwed over so many times. I can't wait to see him win, and not just be handed championship after championship. This is a good time to rebuild him, unless, I just thought this, they might go the John Cena Open Challenge route. I mean, Cena got a lot of goodwill from the fans through the United States Open Challenge. I'm kind of worried now that they're going to make Roman do a United States Open Challenge now to try to copy that, see if that'd be bad. And WWE's stupid enough to try to do it. I hope they don't. But I'm going to say Rusev still retains and Roman wins by disqualification or count out or something along those, or like a non-finish. It'll be a non-finish. You can't win through a non-finish. You have AJ Styles versus John Cena. This one's going to be easy. I think it's going to be AJ. Cena's going to be taking time off. He's not even on the card. WWE puts out like who's going to be where for like different days. And Cena has been left off the Backlash card, which is SmackDown's first exclusive pay-per-view. So it won't. So I think they'll have AJ win and then move on to being in the title picture, the main title picture. The WWE it's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship still on SmackDown. I think a win over Cena, dirty or clean, will elevate him to that main event status against a champion. Which going into that, I think Dean Ambrose walks away from Dolph Ziggler as the champion. Ziggler has been looking better in promos and been putting himself out there better, but I don't think he's going to do it. I think they're still high on Dean, even after this whole Stone Cold podcast where he was trashing Brock Lesnar and maybe a little bit of the creative decisions going into that WrestleMania match with Lesnar. Still think they're high on Ambrose. I think they're going to keep the belt on him. And I think hopefully it'll make Ziggler look better in the long run. Then you have the match for the new WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. I think that's what it is. Or is it just the Universal Championship? I don't know. It's a dumb name either way. But you have Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Balor had to win a Fatal 4-Way and then face Roman Reigns, who won the other Fatal 4-Way, to determine who was going to face Seth Rollins for this belt. With Finn winning both of his matches that night and looking great in the process, going over Roman Reigns, which a lot of people didn't think was going to happen. They thought it was probably going to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Now it is Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. And I think they're going to put it on Finn. They've been hyping him huge. He's bringing out the demon persona. I think it'll be Finn winning Universal Championship, and then Seth might chase for a little bit, or there'll be a double churn where Finn will have help from the club, who could look to Finn as their new leader on Raw since AJ's on SmackDown, and help him win against Seth, and then Seth gets screwed over by the Authority or Triple H or something like that, and then you can see that Triple H versus Rollins feud maybe building for WrestleMania that everyone was talking about happening this year at SummerSlam with Seth coming back. But like I said, I think it'll be Finn. I think it'll be a double churn. Finn will go heel, Seth will go face. Seth is so much better in the face role, as you can see, like with him going and doing interviews with all different radio stations and people, and he's a company guy. He probably should be a face as the company guy. But I think he will be freaking English. He will be the eventual successor to John Cena's public role. He's just really good at it. He's a good company guy. He knows how to avoid the questions like Ambrose couldn't avoid with Stone Cold's podcast. So I think it'll be Finn winning against Seth, but Seth will go face at the end of the match. And then you have Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. You have the Viper versus the Beast. Suplex City versus Viperville. This is kind of weird being announced before Brock even fought at UFC 200, which then after that we found out that he failed a drug test, and then Randy made fun of the failed drug test, and then Randy showed up on Raw and RKO'd Lesnar out of nowhere. It was pretty good. It was actually really exciting. And then Brock showed up on SmackDown and F5'd Orton. And you really haven't seen him much since. I mean, Randy's been present, but Lesnar, kind of comes and goes as he pleases. My mind is telling me it's going to be Lesnar. But with his recent scandal, a lot of people getting suspended because of that, because WWE's wellness policy now has kind of looked like a joke, with Lesnar failing drug test for the separate company, but never failing one with WWE. And he's not going to get in trouble for that failed test because he's a part-timer, not a full-timer. And then now you've had people like Alberto Del Rio, Eva Marie, and Paige getting suspended because of the WWE's making their wellness policy a little more to the forefront, trying to make it look like they're not a joke. Yep, my brain wants to tell me Lesnar, but I'm wanting to lean towards Orton. I'm kind of tired of Lesnar. It's just boring. I just, even if Orton loses, all I want to see is the F5 countered into an RKO. Make it a competitive match. Don't make it a glorified squash like Ambrose and Lesnar was at WrestleMania. But on the record predictions, I'm going Orton. Yes, that means the Undertaker's undefeated streak will get passed from Lesnar to Orton. But I think with Orton being around more, he can then transfer that to a guy like Bray Wyatt, who's been rumored to be facing Orton later in a feud, maybe next feud. One thing to keep your eye out, though, is the rumors of Goldberg coming back and screwing Brock Lesnar, and setting up for WrestleMania 33 in a rematch from their WrestleMania 20 disaster. Maybe. So keep your eye out. Maybe it'll be like that No Way Out where Lesnar lost to Guerrero. Maybe it'll be something like that with Lesnar losing to Orton because of Goldberg interference. Maybe Orton loses to Lesnar because of Bray Wyatt interference. Something along those lines. So, yeah, that is my predictions. Got Orton, Finn, Ambrose, Styles, Reigns, but Rusev retaining. Sasha, The Club, Enzo and Cass, The Miz, Sheamus, the SmackDown face team, women's team, Zayn and Ambrose, and then the SmackDown face tag teams winning. So, yep, there'll be a live stream tonight. They're starting SummerSlam at 7. Pre-show starts at 5. I will not be there for the pre-show. I will try to be there as soon as I can try to be there at 7. I think I can be there at 7 for the live streaming of SummerSlam. But yeah, if you're interested in that, join me at 7 on this channel. Yeah, I can't put links because it hasn't happened yet, and there's no links to videos that haven't happened yet. And I'm going to kind of ramble on, and so yeah, join if you can. If not, cool, leave a like, share, just leave comments who you think's going to win, who you think's going to lose, if you think I'm dumb for thinking someone's going to win. And yeah, I will see you guys next time, or tonight, if you're going to be there. Yeah, cool, bye.